All right, y'all, we're live. Choppy, kind of slow day today. Bank holiday today, USA. Bank holiday with Thanksgiving. So you can see how that's impacted price today. This is something to take note of for those of you guys that always wonder, okay, how's Christmas gonna behave? Christmas week, you know, certain holidays, certain times in the year. You could see how today's price action was influenced. Lower volume, not as big expectations, not as much movement. Still some little scalps, some little reactions for gold. But on days like today, you can see a bank holiday. Maybe a day where you don't have the highest expectations for price. If it gives you a minimal move, like if you find some trades and you catch a minimal move, you know, take that move, take what the market gives you, not trying to over exceed expectations. Because yeah, even the last couple days, gold's been just pretty much sideways. So shows you kind of how a bank holiday price can be. This is like, you see these candles the last few hours, that's pretty much how Christmas week is going to be. So for those of you guys who are wondering, is Christmas a good time to trade? It's because, did you find a trade today? Ask yourself about today's market, you know, Christmas week. So Christmas week is going to be, you know, kind of like how this day was the whole week, or maybe that last 2 weeks of December. Last 2 weeks of December can pretty much behave like this. Slow days. So but yeah, we're live here. A good little flip this week on one account. Gold. So with gold trading, like, I could show students who have done this. I can show, not even myself, I can do this. $1,200 this week, flipped. I withdrew it not that long ago. A few hours ago, I hit the withdraw button. Good to pay yourself, always. So this week I took $1,200 bucks to, it was like 10,000, or sorry, 11,200-ish. A bit over $11,000. Like 11,200 and something. Now, I didn't do it by gambling, going all in on one trade. Took me 4 days, 3-4 days. And again, I didn't do this by gambling, full porting the market, high risk. You know, so one might ask, did you risk 1 to 2%? Well, I'm not a 1 to 2% trader, first of all, because like, depends on the account size. Like if I have a big account, I'll risk 1 to 2%. But if I'm trading with $1,200, honestly, 1% is $10. It's not a lot. Not gonna really make money there, you know, for me. If I'm trying to make, like, there's a goal in trading. Are you trying to make money? So if you're trying to make money in the market, you have to know what you're doing. You have to know what you're looking for, right? You have to find setups, and you risk money on those setups. You know, someone asked me today, Evan, like, what percentage of risk do you use? Usually 10 to 20% on a trade. That's what I'll risk. I'll usually risk 10, 20% on a trade. Now, some of you guys are hearing that like, damn, like, that's a lot. I can't risk 10 to 20% on a trade, right? Right? That's like, I can't afford to do that financially or emotionally. You can't afford maybe to do it emotionally, right? But for me, on $1,200, to me, it's the monetary value of what, like, for me, it's what's $50. You know, usually I risk 5 to 10%, 10 to 20%, depending on the account. So if I'm risking 5 to 10%, for me, it's like, what's $50? You know, to be able to get a result like this, you have to have risk. You're not gonna get a result like this doing 1% risk. To be honest, like risking 1%. Like we had someone who flipped 14,000 to 15,000, or someone who flipped $100 to 15,000 this week. They definitely weren't risking 1%. They were probably risking the whole $100 to get the greater result. So some of you guys will message me like, Evan, I risk 1 to 2% per trade, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's your risk. If you're comfortable with that, stay comfortable with that. Stay in that for a bit until you can increase the risk, until you're confident with what you're doing. You're confident with your abilities. One thing is knowing what trade setups you're looking for, the types of trades you're looking for. Because if I can put $1,200 in an account and say, okay, first trade, I'm going to risk $100 to $200. I'm comfortable with doing that. I can lose and be like, okay, let's see if I can make it back and come back. Like, I know all it takes is me being in one good movement with the right risk for the account to be up. So if I have $100 in an account and I risk $20, I look at it not like it's 20%, it's $20. I'm not looking at, okay, this is 20%. What am I doing? This is terrible. The forex gods are gonna smite me now. You know? Now the forex gods are gonna cook me because I'm not risking 1% on my $100, right? I never had that mentality when I started trading. I was like, $100, like $1, $2 risk. It's not really gonna get me anywhere. How many trades am I gonna have to? How many times am I gonna have to be correct to make money? I only had to be correct 4 times this week to flip a $1,200 account to 10K. How many times do you have to be correct to get $100 to something, or $500 to something, or $1,000 to something, risking 1-2%, right? So you got some of the guys like myself you might see online that are making money trading. We're probably not risking 1 to 2% per trade, maybe more, because I look at the account balance. I'm like, okay, if I have $1,200 in an account, what's $100 to $200 to me on the account balance? So trading is a balance of your risk being meaningful enough, but it's, it doesn't affect you. Your risk has to be meaningful enough. There has to be a balance between it's meaningful enough, but it doesn't make you emotional. It doesn't affect you. You can continue on the next week or the next day, whatever happens. So when you're going for flips like this, there's a mentality around it behind risk. It's not putting $1,200 in an account, risking 1% the first trade, trying to compound it. No, I'm trying to make money. Like, I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to, there's a different mindset, and I'm trying to make money, and it's not always like theoretical planning. Okay, trade number 1, I'm going to risk 1%, and then trade number 2, if I win that, I do this. Look for a risk to reward of 5 to 1. No, I'm trying to catch moves, guys. I'm just trying to get in the moves, catch the moves, focus on the setups, and catch that move. I'm not sitting here like I need to go to 3 to 1, 4 to 1, 5 to 1, because I'm confident in my abilities of finding trades and catching moves. I know I win more than I lose. So when you're going for a flip like this, you have to be confident ahead of time with your risk, and your emotions can't be there. Like, because I'm just trading regular. This is a regular flip week inside the inner circle here. If you're in the inner circle, I've done plenty of these this year. Normal flip. I have students who have, not even me, I have students who have done this. Like, I have students who have flipped 1,000 to whatever lots of times, because I've tweaked their mentality on how to do it. Actually, like, oh, gold's open. Is it open now? Yeah, gold. Oh, maybe it's open for 3 minutes and then it's gonna close. It just spiked up a bit. It's probably by the end of this session we'll run down some analysis, but I'll talk a bit about how I flipped this account here, right? And it was only catching buys. The last trade that made it all good was this one here. I caught a buy last night, and everybody's been complaining about bank holiday, this and that, and like, that's why I was trading Tokyo London session, because I even said last night the market will probably move before New York session. So one of the trades that helped with this flip, well, pretty much finished it off, was this gold buy right here at 41.50, 41.75 area. So we'll walk it backwards here for a bit and go to what it pretty much. There was another trade I sent this morning that hit take profit 1 twice. Yeah, we hit take profit 1 twice on this trade. This trade literally hit the take profit 1 twice. All right, from the exact zone I called out. So there's another trade I called this morning, but that one didn't move too much, and I didn't put as much risk on that one, to be honest. I was just lighter risk. I only had a few entries. Because at that point, I was already planning on withdrawing the account. But this trade here was basically, I'd say this was the last trade that helped the growth on the account. Was looking for gold buys, 41.50, 41.75 area. Honestly, and I'm giving you guys like free sauce right now. This is like free money that I'm giving you guys, this information. Like, all I used this week was the quarters. I'm just gonna say how, like, people are asking how was I able to flip 1,200 to 11,300 this week. Honestly, I'm just gonna write it, and then we're just gonna finish this live, and that's it. All right. I used the quarters. There you go. That's how I did it. I just traded the quarters. There we go. That's how I did it. That's how I flipped $1,200 to over 10,000 this week. Just using the quarters. Really simple. That's how I did it. And we could just end it off there. Now you guys know how I did it. All right. There you go. We're done. That's today's lesson. I used the quarters. That's it. Now, one of the trades, well, there's two trades that I took on this chart in front of us. One was here at this quarter, 41.50. 41.50 level. 41.50. I was actually in a buy on gold here. Now, I actually anticipated this move. So this is one of the quarters. That's a 41.50 level. So that's one of the trades that I took. I even have it documented because I went over that live the other night, right here. So I was waiting for gold to break above the quarter, 41.50. Waited for that pullback, continuation. Bam. That was one of the trades I caught right there. That helped with this growth. Okay? One trade there. And again, you guys might be looking at, okay, how did you make that much money? Well, again, I'm not risking 1% to 2%, guys. Like, I'm trying to make money. Like, I'm not trying to take 100 trades and be right so many times to not make money, you know? Like, how many times can you be right before you start growing a pair of balls, basically? You know? You gotta trust your trading abilities, right? So I trust my trading abilities enough to not even use a stop loss on some trades. Or, 1% to 2%. Because I know what you guys are doing. I know you guys are looking at the pips and stuff. I know what you guys are doing because I have some messages and you're looking, okay, like, he took a trade here. How many pips did he catch? And you're trying to see, like, what lot size in this. And, like, wait, if he risked 1% and he only a 3 to 1, 2 to 1 move, this, that. Like, I know what you guys are doing, like, trying to figure it out. Because you guys are asking me some questions in the chats and stuff and in my DMs. And I know you guys are trying to angle out, like, what risk to reward did I do? What percentage did I risk? No, guys, I'm just risking money. Like, I'm risking money to make money, right? It takes money to make money, right? So I gotta, like, with my $1,200 account, I gotta put on some risk. It's only $1,200 for me. $1,200 is like $100, okay? So for me, like, $1,200 is like $120 for perspective, okay? So it's like, I know some of you guys are wondering, like, the risk to reward, the percentage risk, right? And trying to calculate that, and it makes no sense because you guys are using 1% to 2%. When you're trying to calculate my trades, you're like, okay, if he's risking 1% to 2% and he's catching this move, how does that add up? No, I'm not risking 1% to 2%. I'm risking more like 5% to 10%, or depending on if the account scales, maybe 10% to 15%, depending on the account balance. So think about it like that. If I'm risking 5% to 10% and I'm catching a 2 to 1 trade, I'm making 20% in a day. I did 500. The account's up like, what? Big percentage now. Like, I'm not 1% to 2% in these trades. So yeah, if I'm putting, because I know you guys are wondering, because you guys know I use like a $10 stop loss. A lot of you guys know my stop loss size. right? So I know to some of you guys it's not making sense if I'm catching a move like this and I'm catching a 1 to 8 risk to reward, about a 2 to 1. But remember, I have different entries in my zones, right? So if I'm catching a 2 to 1 trade, but I'm risking like 5 to 10 or 10 to 20%, think about it. Like I'm getting a good profit there. I'm making 20 to 40% in a day, right? Realistically, like being real. Right? So I'm not a perfectionist in the sense of I'm a perfectionist in getting myself in movements and putting myself in profitable positions where I know I'm likely to hold this trade and it'll go in profit. I'm willing to risk more on my trades personally. Like, it's how I trade. So I'm not sitting here going, and that was one of the trades I took there. I caught that whole move. I caught that whole move up. I literally caught that whole move. I have examples of it. That was one of the trades. I was looking for a break and retest. You gotta know. You gotta remember this. The same move you make $10, $20, $100 on. There's someone else making $100,000 on that move. You just gotta think about it. Like, the same trades you make your money on, someone's making 100K on that same move. Someone's making 50K. Someone's making 10K. Someone's making 5K. Someone's making $1,000. The same trades you're taking action on, someone else is making 10x the amount, 5x the amount. So, like, it's not about how much pips you catch. It's about how the risk is put on, right? That's why I'm able to make more of my time, because I'm just willing to put risk consistently on. So I have weeks like this, I have days like this, or weeks like this consistently, because I'm just willing to do it, right? And the second trade I took 2 trades. I took a trade last night here. So I caught this buy last night. And same thing. It's like I made $1,600 on that. This trade here. And my stop loss is at 41.40. I caught a trade here on gold between 41.50 and 41.47. This was my trade here. And maximum, it got up to a decent risk to reward. That was another trade I caught. These are 2 trades that I caught on gold using the quarter. Again, I use the quarters. Like, I'm not going in depth on this. I'm just being practical and simple, because honestly, this is it's simple flip. Like, it's pretty easy. It didn't take that much energy. Half of it was done while I was in my bed, laying down, trading on having my laptop next to me, watching a movie, literally, like, chilling. So I used the quarters. I used the real strategy, real entries. Some of these entries I even sent signals on, like last night. I used 41.50. I created a zone below 41.50. I like to create $5 to $10 areas below my key levels. Again, key levels with gold are things like 0, 25, 50, 75, the whole numbers. One thing too is, coming into this week, I had clear structure, clear trend, like a clear bias. So I know his gold was bullish this week, and it still is bullish. Well, when I'm done this in like 10 minutes, we're going to go over some other key stuff here. So those are 2 of the trades. All right, the last one I made $1,600 on. So that was a big part of the growth with the flip. I have money left in the account. I left a little bit of balance. When I do a flip like this, I leave a bit of money in the account, and I'm going to try flipping that to 1,100 or so. Like, for me, because I know I could do this like weekly, I don't need to try to grow more. Like, obviously, like most traders' goal would be, okay, now I want to get to 15, 20K. Me, I'll withdraw when I feel it's right, and I'll leave some money in my account. Start next week. Next week, I'll start with this balance. Or tomorrow, or tonight and tomorrow, I have a little bit more trading to do. I'll see if I can take this to 700 And then next week, I'll start with a small balance and then flip that up. Or next week, like, since I withdrew, like, I started with 1,200 this week. I left some balance in. I'll probably deposit like $700 next week and start with $1,200 again. So I keep it in the same kind of groove, same risk assessment. But those are two trades I caught. 41.50 again, using the quarters. Using the quarters. You don't have to take a trade right when the market hits a quarter. You can observe them, but those are two moves I caught. The last one I was entering between 41.47, 41.50. I was live streaming in the inner circle for that one. If you were on the inner circle last night with me, I was live streaming for this trade setup, and I had actually spotted it. I sent a signal for this one. This was like the one of the last signals I sent. I sent a signal for this one. So that area, this is my entry area right here. Right here, I was entering between here and here. On the 5-minute, you had a nice market structure shift up. My stop loss was down here. And my stop loss was down here. I was entering literally between 41.50, 41.47. Caught this whole move up. Literally caught the whole move up. And yeah, some of you guys are maybe looking at like, yo, like how, if you see people making like money on small accounts or decent account sizes, they're probably not doing some magical voodoo, some magical potion. They're just risking at the right time and getting the right entry. Like this had a clear market structure shift up on the 5-minute. We were on live last night watching this. You had a nice market structure shift up right there. Higher high made, pulled back. Once I saw that shift up, that's when I sent the signal. I sent the signal at 11:45 last night. Right here is 11. This is when I sent the signal. I sent the signal when the market was like this. Right here is when I started sending the signal. When the market looked like this. Market looked like this, and that's when I was like, yep, all right. Because I sent that signal at literally 11:46. This was that candle. The next candle was, oh, it's the next candle. So this is when I sent the signal. It's right here. The trades, the thing is, a lot of the trades I take, most of the trades I take, they're all documented too. There's a lot of trades documented. So I'm talking about something that I took and sent a signal on to. The timestamp is there. That's when the market was right here. So once that shift up happened in price, again, it looks like a head and shoulders accumulation. That's when I was like, okay, I'm waiting for my pullback. I use the quarter, right? For those of you guys that are in my inner circle, I talk about it a lot. And I talked about it on a stream the other day. $5 below can create a nice zone. It actually really did, because this ended up coming right down to 41.45. I could have put here. I knew I could have too, but I didn't. I could have put 41.50, 41.45 area for buys. I knew I could have done that. And that would have still been a perfect, it would have been a perfect zone. It would have been even better. So once I saw that shift out, I knew like buyers were in control. Especially because I had a stream last night where I went over this live when it was actually happening. Like this was actually happening live in the moment when I'm on the stream. That's like an old inner circle training there. Should be there from last night somewhere. Yeah, this one, 2 hours and 21 minutes. Right here, 19 hours ago. Damn, a lot of you guys missed this session. Literally, that's when that right there is when I started getting the signal ready. that shift out, 4150 level. So here's the thing with your price levels, like when you have like let's say you have a price level like $4,000, let's say $4,100 or something. So you have a price level like this, maybe $4,100 on gold, and market's coming down to it. You don't just have to buy immediately when it hits the price. You don't have to immediately buy when price like comes to one of these levels, because a lot of times, like more than enough, the market can go a little bit below it, and that's probably where a lot of you guys are closing your trades and losses. You're getting emotional. The market's going down. Oh my God, I'm wrong. The price isn't holding. Like that type of stuff. Why isn't it holding price? It doesn't have to, right? It doesn't have to hold it. Like it could go down $5, $10 below, reclaim the level, and still reject the level. You could still use the level, right? There's often where like stop losses will get hit when you're buying off of these hold numbers and maybe the market goes down, or you close a trade and you get frustrated because the level is not reacting. The key with these levels is to let price tap into them, wait for the market to tap into them, let it come to them, and let it show you a pattern, let it show you a sign of rejection. You don't just have to immediately buy right when the market hits a level. If I did that last night, like if I just bought at 4150, right when price hit that level, I would have went down. There was no point in buying right when it hit the level. I had some time, market reclaimed the level. I was watching price around that area. I've even told you guys you can create like I've told you guys a lot of times, if you have like a level like 4150, for example, a market 4150, told you guys this a lot of times. You have a level market's coming down to and you want to buy off of it, automatically you should give yourself like $5 of drawdown control or breathing room of like in case there's a drawdown, which you kind of should expect at times there will be, right? I've told you guys this a lot, where you want to give yourself maybe that $5 area, that $5 zone. Because the market can go down, it can go underneath a level, but still reclaim it, recover it, form a pattern around it. So it's good to give yourself automatically like an area with price, $5, $10 even, at the most $10. It's like right here, like look, like 4125 or 4150, for example. It's not like 4150 has been good buys, but more like even a little bit below it. So like I said, I caught a buy here. Like I said, I caught a buy last night here. And now like 4150 isn't the perfect level, but if you go 4145, like you have that area that price is pretty much holding in. Even right here, it breaks a little bit below and then reclaims. Plug my laptop in here. Oh yeah.
Oh, there's a battery charger. Yeah, no, wait.
Out right there, buddy. $41.50 has been holding all week. If you're watching it in moments, like you gotta, like moments like this where it's going below, or moments like this where it's going below. That's where zones, areas come into handy. It's like, okay, it's still holding the zone, it's still holding the area, right? You have to practice this. What I'm talking to you right now is something to practice, because how I understand it is going to be way different than how you guys understand it, because I've practiced it a lot of times. So like the stuff I'm going over right now is stuff you have to actually practice too, right? Seeing happen, right? Like this literally happened last night. I was describing it last night, right? And this is similar to a trade that I caught in the beginning of the week down here. Like literally there was a trade down here that I caught at 41.75. So again, asking how I did this flip, I used the quarters. Like the simplest way I could put it and the most effective is I used the quarter levels. That's it. Like that's where I took my trades this week, was just the quarters, around the quarters, like using the quarters. That's it. No in between, no outside, just using the quarter levels. Okay, and I go over these all the time with you guys on sessions. So again, like this stuff I go over, it really works. Like it actually works. All I did this week was use the quarters for all my trades. Right here, there's another good example at 4,075. This is a trade that I caught on gold. This trade made pretty much like this was the biggest trade up in a whole flip. Like this thing ended up moving a lot, but where I was positioning myself, it's about where you're positioning yourself, where you're getting those entries, right? Break and retest, previous resistance here. Again, like I said, market structure was nice and trendy at that point. Market structure was nice and trendy at that point, and you had a big pullback there to 4,075. Wick rejection formed. You had some like rejection on the 5-minute, 15-minute, but clear market structure there, clear trend. Like I'm looking at this like this should continue up to the upside. Break and retest. Clear structure, prices above the moving averages. You're making higher highs and higher lows, so you're literally making a bullish market structure along the way up here, right? Literally, like this is honestly as simple as it gets. Like with everything I'm going over, like this is actually simple stuff to identify trades. And the thing is, some of you guys might be overwhelmed with information. Like I've had students that have joined my inner circle. I have students, people that have joined my inner circle and said, bro, I had to forget everything I knew about trading and start over because you trade completely, like someone messaged me like, bro, you're the real deal. I had to discard everything I learned up to this point and just throw it away because it hasn't worked for me. I've had people message me like that. People who have been trading for 3, 4, 5 years message me saying, bro, like the way you teach, the way you trade, it's so simple that it works. I gotta remove a lot of things that I know. Because like you can know everything about a situation or an outcome or something. Like you can know everything there is about a situation or something in life, even in general, and it's still not going to change the outcome. So your outcome that you're getting is maybe from some of the input that you have, the information that you have, the information that you're actually using and how you're using it, and your mindset. But I've literally had people, like I've had DMs from people that have been trading for years that have told me they have to pretty much discard some of the stuff they already know because it just doesn't work for them and it doesn't make sense to use. Facts. True story actually. True story. It's based on a true story. Like we don't cap here. We don't need to. True story. So take that into consideration. With everything I'm going over right now, simplicity is key. I'm going over simple stuff right now. Simple stuff that works. And from years of teaching, there's a lot of times where people are like, okay, what's next? What more? More. I need more. What more do I... And it's like, okay, like you trade what you see, right? So if you can't see the setup here, if this isn't making sense to you, you don't see the break and retest, the resistance turned into support, the whole number, psychological level, the market structure, higher highs, higher lows. You gotta get back to the drawing board. you gotta get back to the drawing board. Go back to the basics. You gotta really go back to the basics because this is basic stuff right here. And honestly, as basic as it gets, can make you money. It's not like something that's harder to learn or harder to understand or harder to do is gonna make you more money because it just might not work for you. So simple things can work in the market. Treating it simple, being simple, not overcomplicating things. That was one of the trades I caught this week on gold. This movement, this bullish move up, provided a lot of the profit pretty much. Like this move that gold made from that point. At the beginning of the week, I caught a buy like at 4,000. So at the beginning of the week, 4,050 down here. I was buying, but I was buying between 4,050, 4,045. So again, same thing, that $5 level. Look at, if you bought at 4,050 beginning of the week, it wouldn't have worked. But you could still have used that area, right? Like there was again a reversal. Just like last night, another one happened right here. The shift up, pull back. Literally last night, that same thing happened. Where there's like this shift up, pull back. Happens here too. I caught a trade down here in this area between 4,050 and 4,045. I caught a trade here at 4,075. I caught a trade here at 4,050. So go look at how many pips the market even moved after these moves, right? The market moves a lot of pips. These are the moves I caught right here. Now there's one more, which was here at 4,125. I was in a drawdown, but I held the drawdown. I have drawdown control. Another area, another trade from where I was buying was on 4,125. That area. So, like I said, just using the quarters. So look at all these trades. These are trades I took this week. Just using the quarters. That helped with this growth. So, honestly, not that overcomplicated. Like, not sitting here like I overanalyze things. Like, simple analysis. Just using price action. And this stuff works. Like, this is one of many flips from 2025. Like, not just even myself. Like, people inside the inner circle, I've seen people flip crazy accounts this year. Price is kind of like situating itself right now. I think like it's looking pretty bullish at the moment. Like it wants to break out. I do think gold could try to break out. We've been just pretty much sideways for the last few days. Pretty much the last, since Tuesday night. So Tuesday night, Wednesday, now Thursday. So for like the last few days, you can actually see we've been pretty much just sideways on gold. So maybe there's a breakout coming tonight or before tomorrow morning. Like there could be a breakout coming on gold. There could be a breakout coming. Might be getting a breakout loading. From the looks of it. From the looks of things. Oh damn, they're not doing the buy one get one free. Oh, are they? Need that, you know? Yeah, I hate tonight. Like right now, market's closed. Like in 30 minutes, well, like 35, 40-ish minutes, gold opens back up. Today was a low volume day because of the bank holiday. Typically, like if it wasn't a bank holiday, Gold probably would have made a bigger push up or a bigger push up by now if it wasn't a bank holiday. So could be trying to break out tonight, maybe for Tokyo or London session, guys. Want to do a quick little analysis here before I got off. We're not going to be on too much longer, just a quick little session today. But yeah, if there's any questions, type in the chat. Some people asking me about the mentality of doing a flip. You guys, you got to understand, this isn't like, there's no mentality about, I'm not trying to do this. I just do it. Like, it can happen. If I want to try to do it, yeah, like, no, there's no mentality about, I'm not meditating. None of that shit. I'm not like meditating, going through a certain mentality I need for this. Like, oh, I gotta, no, I'm just trading. We're traders. That's what we do. We trade, guys. We put on risk. We look for setups and we trade them. So if I'm, again, goes back to what I said in the beginning. If I'm risking 10% on my trades, 20%, 15%, right? I'm gonna make more money, right? So guys, we're traders. We trade. There's no, Evan, what was your mentality going into this flip this week? Trade what you see, follow the market, trade your plan, plan your trade your plan. Like, there's no, Evan, what mentality, that question doesn't exist. Like, that, it's just normal trading. Like, that was my mentality, I guess, to answer your question right there. But I think you guys are thinking like I have some, you know, some spiritual energy, meditation, or like some way of thinking, personal development, listen to something. No, there's no, like, it's just regular trading. Win, move on. Lose, move on. It's like, people ask, so yeah, like, what was your mentality for this flip? No mentality. Like, it's just regular week, new trade setups, new opportunities. This is what a week trading gold can provide you when you have the right experience or the right knowledge, the right information. You know what you're looking for. You know what trade setups to spot. You know how to spot trade setups. You know what those look like, right? That's the mentality. It's just following the plan, right? Following your strategy. Not, I got to flip the account. There's no mentality on putting 1,200 and I'm going to try to flip it, challenge. None of that. Just regular trading. Regular trading. If I was asking. With the correct knowledge, information, the right setups, follow your strategy. If you have a good strategy that you know works. I just went over some of it. Like, I literally go over, Evan, what's the strategy? I go over it every week. Just broke it down for you simply. Again, I use the quarters, guys. Nothing complex here. See, some of you guys are thinking there's more. Like, what more is there? What's more? I need more. Like, guys, it's about identifying the setup, looking for rejection. There's no fair value gaps, all that. Some of you guys are too smart money, man. Some of you guys are way too ICT. Some of you guys gotta chill, yo. Some of you guys are too inner circle trader. Like, chill, yo. Like, some of you guys are too wizard. That's the problem. Some of you guys are too wizards. Like, you're too much of a wizard, and you think like, I'm missing a piece. I'm missing a piece to the puzzle. Nah, like, break and retest, hold numbers, simple stuff works with gold. I've been proving it all year. Some of you guys are too, smart money. That's why the simple stuff won't make sense to, if you're too smart money, simplicity like this won't make sense. Because you're just too, I took the Inner Circle Trader course in 2016, 2017, before any of you guys even knew what Inner Circle or smart money was, okay? I took it when you had to pay for it. You had to pay for it too. Now it's free. I took the Inner Circle course when you had to pay for it. It was like $280 a month, $300 a month or something to unlock it. Back in like 2016, 2017. I forget the exact year, but bro, that made trading way more complicated for me. Some of you guys are too smart money that simplicity is too overwhelming for you. That simplicity is harder for you. Yeah, like, I get it. That actually makes some of you guys are too much in the smart money stuff, to be honest. Like, it works to each their own, but it's not like you need everything of smart money. Just take a few things. You don't think I trade smart? I trade imbalances. I trade imbalances. I look for imbalances, fair value gaps, but it's not just everything. It's a piece of it, right? I understand liquidity sweeps, manipulation, but man, I'll teach you how to make money in a simple way without needing all that. I literally, again, I'm just treating it simple. I use the quarters. 41.50 I bought. 41.50 I bought more than once, actually. Well, more than once. I think I even caught that move too. Yeah, I caught pretty much both those moves. Like 4,125, 4,075, 4,050. So if you're still looking for a trade on gold this week, understand there's been trades. There might be one more though. One more loading maybe tonight. I feel like and think gold will push up. I feel like it'll break out to the upside. No, I feel like it'll push up. I feel like it'll have a breakout to the upside. Maybe even when the market opens. Yeah, maybe when the market opens, we have like a push up in price. I think we're gonna, the bank holiday kind of stalled price. I think someone chalked it around. Someone said earlier, because the market knew it was a bank holiday this week. So you can see like the last 2-3 days, gold's been just up and down between the support and resistance level there, and we kind of have this like triangular compressed wedge pattern forming. So that's what we got maybe on gold tonight. Maybe break and retest, continuations up. I see a breakout coming though. I see it pushing up. Probably breaking out. I don't know when. I'm going to be on tonight. If you're in the inner circle, I'm going to be on in a couple of hours. So if you're in inner circle, time we jumping on tonight? 8:30, 7:30. Between 7:30 and 8:30, we're gonna jump on tonight for Tokyo session. So I'm gonna be on the inner circle tonight, and tonight that will be a better time. Like right now, it's 5:35, so it's like it's an all right time to look at the market. But like it'll be better because that's like 3 hours from now, 2-3 hours between 2-3 hours from now. So price will have moved a bit. It'll be a better time to look at the market a bit later. There's probably one more buy. There might be one more buy coming. Yeah, I think there could be one more buy coming on gold. Or either we just break out up or we go back to like 41.50 and maybe have like a bounce off of that. I think gold will try to break out though tonight or going into tomorrow, the last day of the week. I do think it'll try to like break out. I do see that. Fibs just regular settings. Everyone always asks me my fib settings like they're some just regular 38, 50, 61.8, 7, just the regular fibs. I don't people always ask me like my fib settings are something different. No, 50%, 61.8, 70% and 78.6. Just regular fib settings. Yeah, like my fib settings are just normal settings. I use 78.6 like most people. I use pretty much like what most people use. 78.6 fib. Like I'll use just regular fib. Like it's not like I use like something that's not out there. 50% regular fibs. Just regular fibs. There's no I don't have any like different setting than I just don't use the shallow ones. I don't use 38% and whatever, the 24. I just use 50%, 61.8, 78.6. and you can add like a 70 and 70.5. That's what I use. It's just right. That's like regular deeper, more deeper, halfway and deeper retracements. Like half, 50% is a half. 61.8, 70.6. It's, I just don't use shallow retracements. So it's not like I honestly don't even use the fib, like, really. To be honest, like, when do you guys see me actually like use it? To be honest, like, I really just trade price most of the time. I could probably like see Fibonacci retracements. That's why I don't really have to use, like, I don't have to use it. Like, I don't, there's times maybe I could, or a couple times where I'm like, I should have used it, but yeah, like most of the time I'm not even really using my fib. Like most of the time I'm just, but for years I spent years drawing fib. Like, the thing is, I've spent years drawing Fibonacci retracements. That's different though. I've literally spent years practicing it though, like practicing drawing from swing low to swing high. So I spent years using it. But these days it's like I don't always draw it up. But yeah, like 50, I use 50%, 61.8, 70.5, 78.6. Those are just like regular, like halfway to deeper retracements on the fib. So many concepts. I never heard that. SMC, smart money, so many concepts. Yeah. I mean, the point with SMC is identifying which one works for you. Like, not every SMC concept is going to work like 100% for you. So it's more like identifying that setup that resonates with you. Because you're not going to be like, not everyone trades breakouts. Like, not everyone's a breakout trader because it doesn't resonate with them. It doesn't make sense to them. Not everyone's a news trader, right? Not everyone's like, think about it. Not everyone's a certain type of trader. So like with certain concepts are going to resonate with you more than others. Like, you might be trying to trade some concepts that don't even resonate with you, that you can't even see on the chart. So there might be some types of concepts, some types of plays that you could say like resonate with you more. There might be a particular setup like inside of concepts or smart money concepts that works or that you see clearer than others, and the other ones. So trading is literally about learning 10 things and sticking to one that works for you. Like, you have 5 different patterns and concepts, you see one clearly, you stick to that one. And that's the discipline part, that's the patience part. Not everything's going to be like for you. I recognized that when I learned a lot of strategies. When I learned like so many strategies and stuff, I realized over time, like, damn, I don't need all these strategies. I just need maybe one I'm good at or one that's clear to me. So many concepts. I never heard that one. That was a good one. But yo, I'm going to be on Inner Circle tonight. I'm going to wrap this session up for the day. Gold could potentially break out tonight. Honestly, like I said, for this flip, all I used was simply the quarters. All right. Study those quarters, study whole numbers. We'll go over more stuff tonight. I'll be live in a couple of hours. For those of you guys that are in the Inner Circle, I will be live in a few hours at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. I'll see everybody there that's tuning in. We'll see what the market's doing one more time today. We'll see. There's maybe one more setup loading. Maybe. Let's see. There could be another setup loading. Like I said, I do think it'll break out. Gold, like, break up. If it's gonna break out tonight, you could practice. I practiced years of using the. I would just go to points on the chart and be like, okay, draw from here down and see what fib it hit. I would probably every day just grab different points and see how the fib played out. Like, I would just grab different swing highs to swing lows and see where the fib hit there. Or different points like this, point A to point B. Find a swing low to a swing high. In my days of trading, I've done that a lot, like a lot. Like I've just, that's like back test. That's one way to back test, is literally like you can back test fib retracements and see how many of them hold. Maybe back test it even on a specific time frame. I used to do that all the time, like all the time, where I would, again, just take a point where I see like a swing and try to fib it and see how it played out, just to practice, train my eyes, understand more. Yo, tonight we'll be on. I'm out. That's going to be it for me, yo. Got to wrap it up for the day here. I'll see everybody on the next session. Tap in tonight. If you're inside the inner circle, make sure you guys tap in tonight, because we got one more night. And I don't know. I feel like gold might go up. Maybe there's one more opportunity. So tap in tonight if you guys are inside the inner circle. And yo, we'll be live later on. Peace out. Hope everybody enjoyed this session. It was to come on here and show you guys you can make money in simple ways. You don't have to be overcomplicated. You just have to know what you're doing. Next session tonight, couple hours. Got to be live around that Tokyo session. Tokyo session will be a better time to look at the market tonight. That's why. As well, right now, not much we can look at other than like, okay, what price is doing. And it opens up soon, but I'm out. I'll see everybody next session. Tap in tonight and next week.